Abril de 2001, Nueva York se apaga un poco. Joey Ramone, la voz más improbable del punk, muere a los 49 años. Pero lo que se va no es solo un cantante, es un sonido, una actitud, una forma de sobrevivir al mundo.
Changed the whole scene of music. Started the punk movement. You guys were doing it in '74, which is 2 years before the British punk movement, isn't that right?
Right.
And
actually, even more.
Even more?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking maybe 3, 4. You guys were doing this in the 50s.
You know who appreciates us? Green Day and the Offspring.
Right. There's a lot of bands now that have said this was the band. When you guys first came along, you didn't sound like anybody else. You didn't look anything like anybody else. How did the average people react to you back then?
Like we were aliens.
Right. There's a story I read somewhere where you guys are you're coming out of a van,
right,
and some woman saw you, and she went up to your manager. You remember this story?
Yeah, she went up to our road manager, Monty, and she said, how nice of you to take care of these retarded people.
Nació como Jeffrey Ross Hyman en el barrio de Queens, Nueva York, flaco, tímido, obsesivo, distinto. Sufría trastornos que hoy se entienden mejor, pero en ese entonces lo convertían en el raro. Pero en 1974 encontró algo más fuerte que el miedo, el ruido. Con Joey Ramone, Didi Ramone y Tommy Ramone formó una banda que cambiaría la historia. Canciones de 2 minutos, sin solos, sin vueltas, directo a la yugular. El punk no nació ahí, pero ahí encontró su forma definitiva. A fines de los 90, la salud de Joey empezó a deteriorarse, cáncer linfático. La batalla fue larga, silenciosa. El 15 de abril de 2001, Joey Ramone murió en Nueva York.
Joey was never the healthiest person in the world, but he was one of the strongest people I've ever known. You know, and he managed to fight off anything and everything all the time. So, you know, one had the impression that he was going to go on for, forever, you know.
He was totally convinced that he was going to live. He was completely convinced. 4 days before he died, he was refusing to be fed by tubes down his throat because he didn't want his vocal cords damaged.
But at this time, of course, I didn't want to accept that he didn't like me or wasn't my friend or didn't care or thought I had something against him, So I blame it on the mother and the brother and Arturo, anybody but him, And so, why couldn't I have had one last conversation with the guy?
If you don't get along with somebody, to all of a sudden go, well, I should have talked or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm only going to be the way I'd want someone to react to me. And if I didn't like someone, I wouldn't want them calling me up if I was dying. I wouldn't want them having regrets for not talking to me. I'm happy that they didn't talk to me. I couldn't, if I'm gone, that's how it goes.
I assumed because of the way he looked, He didn't want me to see him in this condition, which was very painful for me because, I wanted to connect with him,
Yeah, no, I cared. I cared, but I cared because I couldn't help but care. I cared, I was wondering why am I caring so much, but I cared. I was questioning it to myself. Why am I caring? I'm depressed for the whole week here. I'm sad. Why am I feeling this way? And I didn't really get along. So it bothered me. So.
Did you ever think about why that was? Why it bothered you?
Why? I'm not sure. I don't know if that's. I don't know. Why? I still wonder if it's a weakness inside. I don't know. I'm not sure why. He's a member of the Ramones. I love the Ramones. He's a member of the Ramones. So we're all in it together. Even if we didn't get along or whatever. If someone did something to him, I'd be wanting to defend him. If I saw someone throw something at him, I'd want to get the person. I mean, I cared, you know, because I took it as an insult to the Ramones. So in that way, you know, we were in it together.
I have to say, my brother Craig, who's a reporter for Inside Edition, lived for many years on St. Mark's Place in the heart of the hippie district across from a club called CBGB's.
Oh, yeah.
And he took me to see your son and his group. And I remember one song, I think it was Beat the Brat.
Beat on the brat.
give me
Beat
a
on
more.
the brat. Beat on the brat. Beat on the brat with a baseball bat. Oh, yeah.
That's my mom, you know.
Really, I really wrote the song, but, you know, we don't talk
So we
about that.
keep the quiet.
Beat on the Brat with a baseball bat, his big hit, I Wanna Be Sedated.
Yes, one of the best. That's one of the best songs. It's one of my favorites. It really is. I love the music. I think it's great. I've always loved it.
And the bad boy image and the wildness.
It's just a wild family.
Is it really?
It runs in the blood, you know.
Yeah. It's we're wildly expressive. Let's put it that way.
Are you also in show business?
No, I'm an artist. But I've never
Did you at an
tried.
early age see him and his brothers going astray, or?
No, I saw them going into music early, and I encouraged it rather than discourage it. He also started as a drummer down in the basement, beating on his drums.
I did it to make her happy. I drive her insane. Right.
As a matter of fact, Gerardo, this should interest you. When he used to come upstairs from beating on those drums in the basement, and I was getting all his fury out, I used to say to him, well, you just beat the hell out of me down there, didn't you?
You thought it was a form of family therapy?
Oh, sure. That was great for him.
So what was your inspiration? Was it really the Beatles?
Mine? It was everything. It was all the best things that have gone down since the inception of rock and roll, and life, and living life, and experiencing it, and adventuring. It's everything, you know? Everything sort of is absorbed, and the output is our unique sound and style and attitude.
Are you married?
Married? No.
Do you think, will you be? I mean, will you have children?
Yeah, well, I've gotten a few offers during the years, but I kind of like this lifestyle.
Si hubo un lugar donde los Ramones dejaron de ser banda para convertirse en religión, fue Argentina. Desde su primera visita en 1987, algo pasó. El público no solo escuchaba, respondía, cantaba cada tema como si fuera propio, y Joey lo sentía. En un país atravesado por crisis, los Ramones eran una descarga, un refugio, una fiesta violenta y liberadora. Mientras en Estados Unidos el punk se transformaba, en Argentina se mantenía intacto, crudo, rápido, real. Hoy, 25 años después, el legado de Joey sigue intacto en cada Hey Ho, Let's Go, en cada pogo, en cada pibe que descubre que 3 acordes pueden cambiarle la vida. Porque hay voces que no pertenecen a una época, pertenecen a la gente.